They always chose dinner for humiliation, never a casual conversation, never an honest talk. Always dinner, the table set, wine poured, and their knives sharpened not for food, but for me. That night I was on time, dressed too well for their liking. My mother's lip curled, the silent way she told me I was showing off. My father glanced at his watch, then at me, then smirked. He always did that when he was about to cut deep. "So," he said, spearing a piece of steak, "how does it feel being the failure child?" The words hit like old bullets. Familiar wounds reopened, same place, same angle. I smiled, controlled, cold. "It feels," I said, "like dinner with family." They laughed. My mother's laugh, especially, was sharp, too loud for a small room. She leaned forward, glass in hand. "You could have been something, you know. We did everything for you. Your father even co-signed your first apartment. And now? Freelancing? Barely scraping by?" They didn't know. They never did. Because I'd learned, early, that you never show wolves where the throat is. Once I loved them. Back when I still believed their version of love was real. Back when I was 12 and Dad promised, "We're proud of you, kid. Just keep working hard." Back when Mom would stroke my hair and say, "You'll make us proud one day." I lived for those words, until I overheard them one night, their voices muffled behind a half-closed door. "He's a disappointment," Dad said. "He's not like Emma," Mom replied. "She knows how to make something of herself." Emma, the golden child, my sister, a mirror of everything I was supposed to be. Polished, pleasing, perfect. I remember standing there, barefoot on the cold tile, heart hollowing out. That's when something inside me changed. Years passed. I built quietly, slowly. I took every insult and filed it away, fuel for a future I didn't yet understand. When I finally landed a job in financial tech, I told no one. When I launched my first product, I told no one. When my startup sold for 7 figures, I told no one. I still sent them $4,000 every month. It wasn't charity, it was silence money. The only way to keep the peace from a distance. They thought I was a failure sending what little I had. I let them believe that, because I wanted them comfortable, dependent. And when I found out how deep their dependence ran, the credit cards in my name, the mortgage refinanced under false documents, the debts hidden behind my good credit, something inside me went still. That was the moment I stopped being their child. Planning revenge isn't about rage, it's about rhythm. You don't move fast, you move quiet. I pulled their accounts one by one, set up alternate routing, marked every expense, traced every lie. Then I waited. 3 months. Enough time to ensure the mortgage payments, insurance renewals, and their credit lines all intersected on one day. Dinner day. I even transferred the monthly $4,000 as usual that morning to make sure they didn't suspect a thing. The night unfolded like theater. Emma was there too, perfect as ever, sipping her white wine. She smiled at me with that familiar pity, the kind that made my skin crawl. Mom started the conversation. "You should take notes from your sister. She's buying her second home." Emma added softly, "It's okay. Not everyone's cut out for success." Dad chuckled. "At least he tries." That was my cue. I set my fork down, wiped my mouth with the napkin, then looked straight at them, the kind of look that stops conversation mid-breath. "How does it feel?" I said, calm as glass, "losing your mortgage sponsor?" The table fell silent. "What?" Dad blinked. I leaned back, slow. "The house you're sitting in? The one you refinanced under my credit? I canceled the $4,000 transfer this morning. Also froze the joint account. Effective immediately." Mom's hand trembled around her wine glass. Emma's smile faltered. "You wouldn't," Dad started. I did, I interrupted, because while you were busy calling me a failure, I was funding your lifestyle. I own this roof, this table, even that car in the driveway, registered under my name. You just drive it. The color drained from his face. Mom's lips parted, searching for words. Emma looked from me to them, realizing, maybe for the first time, that the hierarchy had shifted. Dad stood, trying to reclaim authority. "You ungrateful?" "Sit," I said. He did. Not because I shouted, because I didn't have to. The silence that followed was delicious. Years of swallowed humiliation turning into something sharp and clean inside me. I slid my phone across the table. "Here," I said, "watch the notification feed." He picked it up. Mortgage withdrawal, canceled. Insurance payment, declined. Credit card, closed. Each alert buzzed like a countdown. Mom whispered, "You'll ruin us." I smiled faintly. "You already did." They didn't beg, not right away. Pride is a slow death. But when I stood to leave, Dad's voice cracked. "Son, wait!" I paused at the doorway. He looked smaller, older, suddenly mortal. "I'm not your son," I said quietly. "I'm just your lender." And the loans paid in full. Then I walked out. That was 3 weeks ago. They've called, texted, even showed up at my office once. Security escorted them out. The bank has already listed their house for sale. Emma moved in with a friend. And me? I sleep better than I ever have. Because revenge isn't about anger. It's about correction. For years, they made me believe I wasn't enough. Now they live inside a truth they can't escape. The failure child built everything they lost. And I didn't need to shout to win. Just one dinner, one sentence, one canceled transfer.